Hi, my name is JC and I'm a full-time grad student in clinical mental health counseling, and I wanted to share something that I learned about trauma. Trauma is not what happens to you, it's what happens inside of you. Let me explain. There's something called the 3 E's of trauma. Let's break it down. There's the event that happened, there's the experience of that event, and then there's the effect. Something that's really hard to navigate with trauma and trauma patients, trauma clients, or just you as an individual who's experienced a traumatic event is that trauma is so subjective. What had the biggest impact on you may have not affected your sibling, or vice versa. Now, because it's so subjective, it makes it so common. About 70% of people will experience one traumatic event in their lifetime. That does not mean they're going to experience traumatic symptoms or symptoms of trauma. Probably about only 5% of those people that are going to experience a traumatic event are going to develop traumatic symptoms like PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. Again, because it's so subjective, it can lead, that effect is going to be different for everybody. So it can lead to things like addiction. Now let's get into that. And something I find even more interesting is the directory of which you're going to process that trauma and how many influential factors there are for that, which again makes it so subjective. So yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit about what trauma is, share the 3 E's, which is I think a great tool to be able to break down trauma, what it is, what happened, why this is happening now, and I think it's a great skill to have to be able to sort through and process and reflect, which I think is one of the most important steps in processing trauma.